At Football Park, 4 goals, 3 apiece, 27 points, and your commentator is David Darcy.
Slime that was that got the tap forward. Hill off centre wing, now through half forward, boots one high. Lesky. Oh, great mark, Gavin Lesky, in the middle of those two Sturt defenders, flew high, finally pulled it into his chest.
Not a robust boy, but on that occasion was very, very athletic. Between the two Sturt players, flew like a bird and grasped the ball, now with an opportunity just 35 metres out.
Lesky's first kick of the football today is offline and 1 point only. 4-4 now, North, Sturt 4-3.
Richard Hill jogs back to take the ball to kick it into play. Normally kicks over long distances, Hill. He's got a good rhythmic action. On this occasion it wasn't quite so good, and the mark's been taken by Downey. Lead on from Lesky. Hill keeps him in his sights. Heinrich was tackled too high, should have got a free kick. The umpire didn't agree with me, and Hill bounced the ball on the half-forward flank. Davies comes down to contest the ball with Schlein. Sims is lurking in the background. Downey's over there. Downey pats the ball along, has possession of it, slips it out from McAdam. Oh, it's touch and go, but it's out. McAdam, an exciting player of the future. Schlein and Davies, a beautiful palm. Hardiman in there. Trevor Sims, Hardiman, over to Davies. Cool, he gets it across to teammate Heinrich. Heinrich's hand pass is not good. Schlein to McAdam. McAdam will have a shot for goals. He's got all the time in the world. It goes right across the face of goals. Trouble, Lesky, second shot is smothered. Robran. And the free kick is there. Rodney Robran looks as though he's going to get it. Pushed in the back.
North Adelaide skipper have been plagued by leg injuries this year, playing in a forward pocket today. Registered a goal in the first quarter for North Adelaide and should in fact kick a goal here. Scores at this stage, North Adelaide 4-4, Sturt 4-3.
1 goal, 1 so far. Rodney Robran's kicked. No problems about that kick. That's his second. 5-4 to North. Goals, 3 to Sturt.
North certainly taking the game right up to Sturt. A lot of people thought it would be a foregone conclusion that Sturt would run away with this game, but the form so far of North Adelaide's been very, very encouraging. On a number of occasions they've used the ball well. They're continuing to look for teammates, and their teamwork has been every bit as good as Sturt's.
Davies and Schlein. Schlein running through, oh, takes it beautifully. Runs through centre half forward, thumps it towards Lesky. Hill's there. Chance now. McAdam as he lines up the goals and screws it back, and he's put it through. Great football. Started from Schlein in the middle, tore through the middle of the pack. Second goal there to McAdam for North Adelaide as Schlein burst through the centre of the ground and booted it down to give him the opportunity.
Let's have a look. It was a bad bounce that favoured Schlein, who was in front of Davies on that occasion. Superior speed by Schlein, carried the ball forward. McAdam, the ball off hands, twisted a boomerang kick back over his shoulder, through for his second goal, and North Adelaide 6. McAdam a damaging player, that being his 9th kick.
Clever football. Davies on to Heinrich. Bullet-like hand pass to Bagshaw. The legs of Bagshaw are not as youthful as they used to be, but gee, used them very well. His sidestepping is an absolute treat. Michael Graham knocked down. Allgate's kick forward. Hardiman picked up by Stringer. Barry Stringer's down ground to Lesky. Couldn't mark it. Hill over the top. McAdam, the danger man. Tackled well by Friedrichs. Hardiman pushes it out for Hill. Hill's kick close to the line and out of play.
Sturt at quarter time changed the positions of Leonard and Eddie Fry. Fry started on a wing, is now on a half-forward flank, and Jeff Leonard has been called to the wing to stand Trevor Hill.
Throw in. Davies has front position, gets the tap, and a beautiful one it is too to Craig. Craig goes towards centre half forward, looking for McGarry, who slipped away from Peter Craig on that occasion. A good pass by Craig and an equally good mark by McGarry.
Customary pattern of play Davies down to check side to Craig. Craig with an accurate kick to McGarry.
McGarry's kick won't quite make the distance. It's in the square. It's been thumped away by North Adelaide's Dosner. Noonan slips it to Galing. Back it comes to Noonan. That's clever football. He gets it wide. Stringer gives it to Tiller. The support was there. Tiller's kick back towards the centre of the ground, looking for Stambridge. He dropped what he should have held. Quick enough to recover, but Davies on the ground tried to get the handball clear. Intercepted by Stambridge to Walgate. This is promising for North Adelaide. The kick towards half forward, and Lesky on a very long lead has taken a safe mark. North Adelaide played that very well. Lesky goes short. Dropping into the space was Doug Allgate.
Well played, Allgate. Followed it down from the centre of the ground, found the hole, left himself the opportunity with plenty of room to receive that ball, and Gavin Lesky was up to the opportunity by passing that to Allgate.
Lesky certainly moves around a lot at full forward as we watch Allgate kick for goal. It's going awfully close, but just the wrong side of the big sticks and 1 point only. So North move to 6-5, leading Sturt 4-3.
Gavin Lesky at full forward is giving North Adelaide something to kick to on every occasion. He leads Hill a merry dance and leaves holes behind him for which North Adelaide players can get into to receive the ball.
Good crowd here at Football Park, some more colourful than others, as Hill kicks it towards a half-back flank. Conda got it clear. Robran, Trevor Sims, Peter Friedrichs, Michael Noonan. Good interception. The ball appeared to be thrown. Allgate puts it out the front. Hill couldn't get to it, and Hill very, very happy to knock it clear to give Jeff Leonard the opportunity to go in, who left it behind. Now has it. But here's a chance now for Andrew Zill. Back to Hill. Smothered by Conda. A snap by Conda, but out of play on the full.
Plenty of North Adelaide players in front of the goal square on that occasion, but Conda blazed wildly and out of bounds on the full.
Friedrichs goes across the ground for Hardiman. Sturt looking a little lethargic at the moment. Hardiman picks the ball up. Looks for Wilson at centre wing. He gathers, that's better. Now twists around Downey. Drives towards Michael Graham at half forward. He's from behind. Gets the ball to ground. Now takes it. Now whacks the pace of Graham. Picks up, electrifying. Runs towards the goal. Thumps it in for Hollis. Through his hands, close to the line as Tiller goes after the ball. And a point to Sturt. Their first score for the quarter takes them to 4-4. North are 6-5.
Towards the half-back flank. Stringer. Heinrich high. Noonan there. A quick hand pass out to Stringer. Taken by Bagshaw. Bagshaw steadying. A short propping kick over to Davies. Davies put to the ground by Schlein. McGarry left unattended. And now a 15-metre penalty for what I have no idea.
Not too many people have, I'm afraid.
The dumping that Schlein gave Davies, I thought, was worthy of a 15-metre penalty, and if it hadn't have been Rick Davies, it probably would have been awarded. But Rick, of course, notorious for his chatting with umpires, not always offering encouragement, but that's the style of play that Rick Davies plays. He's a terrific footballer, but on this occasion, the kick has gone offline and through for one behind. That's his second behind to the vice-captain of Sturt. And the scoreboard reads North 6 goals 5 to Sturt 4 goals 5.
Riley, Davies used his body well. No, umpire Kinnear disagrees with that. Said the infringement was there before the ball was in range and has paid the free kick to Schlein. Kick smothered, Schleine's in trouble, bursts the tackle, now gets the handball wide to Tiller. Tiller has two choices, centres it to Stringer. The other choice was Noonan, and that's where the ball goes to now. A good handball from Stringer. Noonan has Wayne Stringer running through, as tackled, but breaks it. Gets the handball wide to Robran. Rodney Robran from 45 metres has the left foot snap at goal, but is offline again and 1 point only. North 6-6, Sturt 5-5.
A disappointing end to a very encouraging piece of play by North Adelaide. They had players running in support of each other, throwing the ball around, but it ended up in the pocket and Robran snapping a point.
Hill. Good mark taken there by Craig Stanbridge. Stanbridge on the half-forward flank. He's about 60 metres out, or perhaps 55 metres out. It's not a good kick. Hardiman up there, Zilm there to support him. Hardiman back. And here's the chance now for Trevor Hill. A little punch shot for goals. And it's straight through. 7 goals, 6. That's Trevor Hill's second.
Scrimmage umpire Kinnear calls for the ball. Their play has been good, their foot passing excellent, their handball very good, and quite methodical movements by North Adelaide. Sturt, on the other hand, are looking, to my way of thinking, a little lethargic at the moment. They're into attack at the moment. Graham the opportunity, punches it over the top. Wilson with speed, gets clear, tackled, holding the ball. Good decision on that occasion by umpire Thomas. Pope, the recipient of the free kick, drives it back towards half-back, and Arnold comes across and takes a strong mark. The handball's good to Allgate. He draws the player and slips it to Dosner. Dosner over the top as Hardiman came in very vigorously. Conder in trouble, loses possession, and the ball slips over the line. Boundary umpire Peter Young to bring the ball back into play. We've had almost 12 minutes of the second term. Hargraves got the knock. Dosner now thumps it to McAdam, tackled. Slips the handball out, an effective one to Hill. Conder's loose. Beautiful pass by Hill. Conder gets around Derrington, now lines up the goals. The kick's on its way, but it's just offline, and another point. 7-7 now, North leads Sturt 4-5. Bob Hammond.
North having the major part of control in this quarter and doing most of the attacking, have developed a clear understanding between Sline and Noonan on the ball, and when Noonan's not on the ball, it's McAdam that's been roving, and both of the rovers have been very damaging to this stage.
Hill's kick into play is not very effective, though Peter Friedrich certainly is. Friedrich does that well. Over to Leonard, should take it back. The ball doesn't stand up well for him. Well done, Trevor Hill. But 2 against 1 are pretty severe odds. Now Wayne Stringer comes down to even up the match, and that's well done by North Adelaide.
Well done by Trevor Hill, the club vice-captain. Conceded the odds of 2-1, but never conceded that he couldn't beat either of those players, and persevered until such time as the ball went out of bounds. 3
goals for North Adelaide have added in this, the second quarter, and now they're working it off the half-back flank. Stringer's kick down forward, and there's an excellent mark. Dished out very, very quickly by Stanbridge to Wayne Stringer. Rodney Robran. Not very direct in their approach to goal, and they're making it difficult to kick goals. As a result of that, their kicking is 7-7, but this is now McAdam. This is better over to Conder. It's hard to kick goals out of the pockets.
McAdam with 10 kicks, as I mentioned a little earlier, a very damaging player on the ball. Normally has played most of the year in the centre for North Adelaide, but today is roving.
Conder, 45 metres out from goals. Timing was lost, and so was accuracy. Through for 1 behind. 7 goals, 8 to Sturt, 4 goals, 5.
Distance just beyond him. Tried to force the kick, and in forcing it, the accuracy was astray.
Hill, the lead was from Hargraves. Behind is Dosner, punches the ball clear. Derrington the chance, but Bagshaw takes it. Shrugs the tackle of Robran. Now drop kicks towards half forward. Wayne Stringer from behind shows better judgment and takes the mark on his chest. He in turn goes short. McAdam slipped into his centre half back on his own. Across the ground come North Adelaide as Gayling is loose. Gayling now more direct towards half forward, looking for Stanbridge. Almost held the mark. Hardiman's there to back up. He picks it up and goes short towards Craig at centre half back. Dropped the centre to Neil Craig, but recovered, had ample time to do so. Now drives again looking for Hargraves, but that kick is ill-directed, wide of Hargraves and out of play.
North are looking a lot sharper and more determined than Sturt at this stage.
Sturt making a number of mistakes. Typical of that was that easy drop mark of Craig just a moment ago. The tap out to Zilm. Zilm to Bagshaw. And Bagshaw hasn't got too far away from that centre circle. He has picked up a number of kicks. However, the handball on that occasion was good to Derrington, but the kick not so good, and Tiller it was that came across to take a safe mark.
Tiller from centre half back. Down ground. Ray Wilson, a real speedster. Over towards Heinrich. Heinrich kicks backwards in actual fact, but it's to Bagshaw. To Friedrichs. Friedrichs through centre half forward, kept it low, but Schlein takes the mark. Greg Schlein has Trevor Hill unmarked, and that's a good mark to Trevor Hill, probably playing his best season of football. Represented the state on a couple of occasions and did it very, very well. He's trapped on this occasion, and the free kick goes to Hargraves.
Bad play by Michael Dosner. He offered absolutely no support to Trevor Hill, to the point where Hill ran into trouble when he should have been shepherded through.
Davies at centre half forward, had the front position. The kick came from Hargraves, and the big fella's taken a good mark. Davies has 2 points to this stage. He's kick number 5 on the way. From 45 metres from goal, the distance won't be a problem. Boom, one towards goal, but again he's offline. Point number 3 to Davies, and Sturt are needing goals and not getting them. 4-6 now, trailing Sturt 7-8.
3 points only in this quarter to Sturt, whilst North Adelaide have added 3-5. 3 goals, 5.
Riley. Dosner sets himself, and that's a strong mark. Dosner now. In towards Stringer. Telescopic arms of Barry Stringer. Quickly plays on, and there's a good kick down ground, finds Stanbridge.
Craig Stanbridge giving North Adelaide something to kick to at centre half forward.
Moving around plenty. Kicks it right up towards Lesky, who went a little bit too early. Craig finds the ball in his hands. Quick as a flash gives it to Hill. Hill on towards Leonard. Leonard and Trevor Hill. Looks as though there could have been a swap there. Trevor Hill over to Stringer. Stringer down to Noonan. Noonan has Allgate unchecked. Allgate puts it right out the front. Lesky and Hill couldn't take it. Dumped out of play was Arnold, and the umpire will bounce. 50-30. North enjoying a very good second quarter. Sturt have only been able to add 3 behind, whereas North have added 3 goals, 5. McAdams kick forward. Trevor Sims pushes it out. Hill, Robney, Robrin to McAdam. Goal number 3, no. Beautiful smother. Excellent smother by Casey. Zilm gets it free. Craig over there. Leonard does that intelligently and brilliantly. Away goes Neil Craig. 3 bounces he's had. Let's see what the disposal's like. He's gone just too much. And how often do you see that happen, Bob Hammond?
Too often, 1 bounce and then get rid of the ball to the advantage of the team, but he ran himself into trouble in the finish.
North into attack, series of handballs. Arnold to Allgate. Allgate now steadies, and from 35 metres puts it towards goal and has popped it through. And North Adelaide Bob are looking very good in the second quarter. They've moved now to 8-8, leading Sturt 4-6.
6,654 people witnessing a great game here at Football Park.
Noonan it is that had the ball at centre half back and gave it to Logan. Caught from behind by Graham. Beautiful tackle. And the speed of Michael Graham shining out on that occasion. Made up 5 yards in about 10. Now kicks. Bagshaw's in there. From the moment that ball left the boot of Michael Graham, it was obvious to me, in fact, that Paul Bagshaw was going to take that mark. Set himself on the side.
Your judgment, David's nearly as good as that as Paul Bagshaw's.
Bagshaw, 8 kicks in the 3rd term. A very important kick for the Double Blues. He's made no mistake. He's popped it through. It's his 3rd goal. All of those coming in the second half. And Sturt now trail by 15 points again. North 17-10, leads Sturt 14-13.
Yes, the move of Bagshaw up forward has given the Sturt forward line some solidarity and some punch. David Darcy read it just as well as Paul Bagshaw off the boot of Michael Graham. Slipped in front of the pack, extended himself to the limit, took a perfect mark, made no mistake, 30 metres out.
Sims and Dosner. Dosner got a fist. Heinrich it was that gave it to Davies. Down it goes. Out the front again, and Bagshaw's playing very, very well at full forward. Short kick to McGarry. Gailing in. McGarry on the ground, and the ball can't be knocked clear.
One of the few times that you see Paul Bagshaw make a mistake with a foot pass.
Jeff Leonard took the ball out of the centre very well. Trevor Sims now gets the palm across. Here's Bagshaw. He was tripped. And Bagshaw, the master of deception. He's not very fast, but what he does with perfect timing. He's kick 3. The kick is going to go long enough, all right, and through for 1 behind. 17 goals, 10 North, 14-13 Sturt, 112 to 97.
14 points the difference. Riley kicks to the grandstand side. Sims went high. Graham to McGarry. This is dangerous. McGarry slips it over to Leonard. He has a shot for goal, but he too is offline. And 1 point only. 14-15 now Sturt, trailing North 17-10.
Accuracy leaving Sturt at this stage, particularly when they need it. Trailing by 13 points. Goals are what they need.
Tiller in towards a half-back flank. Craig. Noonan tried to break clear, and it looks like the kick is going to go to Arnold. Plays on quickly, down towards Barry Stringer. And the former North Adelaide captain, perhaps playing in his final year of football at North Adelaide, gets the mark and plays on very quickly, down towards Rodney Robert, knocked away from him by Hargraves and out of play.
Doing it well in the centre, Barry Stringer. Davies now in the centre for Sturt. Stringer prepared to run wide to the wings and flanks. Has picked up many, many kicks by doing just that.
Davies used his body very well. Heinrich onto Craig. Craig down towards centre half forward. Pack sets themselves. Knocked away. Taken by Tiller. Tiller's kick forward, a beautiful mark. Slipping along the ground was Gary Hardiman. Came second in a Brownlow medal count and also came fourth and was picked as an All-Australian, and that's not bad credentials. Out of play. Evidently playing in his last year of football in South Australia anyway is Gary Hardiman. But now we have a look at the ball on the half-forward flankers. Dosner and Sims went for it. All Gates across there. Dishes out the hand pass. Kicked down ground by Ellis. Over the top, Graham. The flash. Perhaps not quite as fast as he used to be. He's had a bit of trouble with those legs. Good strong kick right in towards the square. Good defensive work by the defenders of North Adelaide. Knocked the ball out of play.
Throw in left forward pocket. Sturt doing most of the attacking so far in this final term. Sims had front position. Bagshaw's in there, so is Friedrichs. Friedrichs it was that gathered, screwed one back towards goal. Oh, a great shot for goal by Peter Friedrichs, but just offline. 14-16 Sturt, trail North 17-10, the difference 12 points.
Riley brings the ball back into play, uncertain as to where to go. Now goes towards a half-back flank. Davies, McGarry, beautiful mark.
Robert McGarry, centre half forward. Great mark on that occasion. Wobbles one towards the square. Welsh almost took the mark. Stacks on the mill, on the goal line, and umpire Kinnear will bounce. North Adelaide led by 15 points at three-quarter time, and Sturt have pegged that back to 12 points at the moment. Allgate took the ball and gave it to Tiller. Good play. Tiller kicks clear. Centre wing. Stringer's there, so is Craig. Leonard. Craig. Seaman supports. Now kicks to the pocket, and Welsh is on his own. Big Donald Welsh onto the ground in this last quarter for Sturt. His first kick of the football is from about 45 metres from goal. It's a high kick. Won't quite make the distance. Sims from behind juggles. Is he paid? He's not. It's very close to the line, and umpire Kinnear has to bounce. 1 metre away from the goal line, about 5 metres away from the goal post.
Donald Welsh kicked 42 goals this year and playing in the reserves.
Bounce. Heinrich. Brilliant snap by Philip Heinrich. Took the ball, swung to the right foot and banged it right through the middle. And Sturt, that's the third goal to Heinrich, and Sturt now trailed by 6 points only. Bob Hammond.
Sturt have done most of the attacking in the last quarter, trailing by 15 points. They put the pressure right on North Adelaide and to this stage have had control of the ball for the major part. Philip Heinrich, a valuable player for the Sturt side. 3 goals, 17 kicks and some 14 handballs. Statistically just shows how well he has played.
Dosner's left the field, Schline's come on. Sims it was that took it, now it's Leonard. Leonard gives it across to Craig. Craig going down ground, a beautiful long kick in towards the square. Bagshaw's back there, but Riley was happy to fist it through and he was supported also by Malcolm Ellis. One behind, 15-17 to Sturt. North 17 goals, 10, and we've been playing approximately 11 or 12 minutes.
Kick out from Riley, 5 points the difference. Cloak in front. Peter Cloak has taken the mark. Hasn't marked quite as well today as we normally expect of Peter Cloak. Kicks close to the line. Oh, look at that. Diving mark, very close, almost a slips catch. Mark Downey. Downey towards centre wing. Sims from in front. And the big fella's taken the mark. Pulled on to do the ruck work when Davies was shifted into the centre of the ground to try and curb the brilliance of Barry Stringer. And Sims has performed creditably. Kicks towards half forward. Walsh went high. Cloak from behind. Picked up by Smith. Electrifying pace from Kim Smith. Hot shot at goal and he's hit the post. You wouldn't want to know about it. 5 points down, Bob, and he hits the post.
Sturt certainly applying the pressure. North Adelaide had control of the game early in the piece. In fact, slipped to about a 6-goal lead at one stage. But slowly but surely, Sturt are now pegging them back, and it needs someone to lift the north side to kick them further ahead.
Good strong kick from Tiller. Covers plenty of distance. Schlein over the top, and Schlein takes the mark. They were 16 goals 9 at quarter time North, and they've only added 1 goal 1, whereas Sturt were 13 goals 9. Now it's Sturt going back into attack with McGarry, kicking it back towards the square. Bagshaw's over there. Tiller went very, very high. Oh, awfully close, but through for one behind. Welsh couldn't get his foot to it.
Sturt have added 2 goals 7 in this last quarter to North Adelaide's 1-1, and that just shows how much control of the ball the Sturt side have had.
3 points the difference. Tiller it was that took the kick out. Looking for Schlein. Sims from behind, spoiled. Going in very vigorously is Trevor Hill. Sims is on the bottom of that pack. The umpire is Trevor Thomas. Sims and Hill still exchanging pleasantries. Thomas to bounce at half forward left for Sturt. Punch clear by Schlein. McAdam, brilliant player early in the game, died a little in the second half. Craig gets clear, tackle from behind. Too high, says the umpire. North Adelaide fans certainly don't agree with that one. But Bob, having your verdict.
Appeared to be pushed in the back, but could have been a bit lucky. Had plenty of opportunity to get rid of the ball.
Long kick from Craig has travelled to the square. It's right on the line, and once again the North Adelaide defenders push the ball through. 2 points the difference, and we've been playing for about 13 minutes of the final quarter.
Accuracy has left Sturt at this stage. That's 2-8 they've added in the last quarter. North Adelaide 1-1.
Riley. Cloak up the top, but a good mark taken by Schlein. Schlein replaced Dosner only minutes ago. Now kicks it forward. Conder sees the ball bounce awkwardly for him. Hardiman's back there. Hardiman's kicking towards the centre half forward position. The man in front. No, the umpire calls play on. McGarry gets his left foot to it. It's a magnificent kick off the boot of McGarry. It goes straight through. That's his first, and Sturt have hit the front.
The centre. Simon running high. Sturt lead by 4 points. Can North Adelaide come back? The handball to Schlein, back to McAdam. Now they're into attack. This looks promising. The kick from McAdam towards Allgate. Half forward. Robrin's there. Allgate picks it up, threads it back to Robrin. He dummies. Goes to the left foot. Now kicks it high. Up in front and to take the mark is Craig Stanbridge. Almost unattended as the Sturt defence was left behind on that occasion. Craig Stambridge, no goals, 1 point. And North Adelaide certainly needing a goal to get back into this game. Distance is 35 metres. That won't be a problem, or will it? Yes, it will, because it slid off the side of his boot. A bad kick from Stambridge, almost marked by Friedrichs, but then need out of play by that player.
Well, that's a shocking kick at this stage of the game. 35 to 40 metres out and didn't even register a score.
Throw in, Hargraves and Rodman, taken by Casey. Kick forward by Zilm. Graham at the back, Craig away, and he's played beautifully in this last term. The kick to the pocket to Welsh, and the mark's been paid, but give full credit back here to Neil Craig. Here is the player that got the ball out, and a beautiful pass. Donald Welsh, 50 metres from goal. Sturt lead by 4 points. We've had almost 20 minutes of this final term. Welsh's kick is high, it won't quite make the distance. Bagshaw's there, but the ball's thumped through again by the North Adelaide defence. The lead now to Sturt is 7 points.
Neil Craig, possibly Sturt's best player to this stage. He's played extremely well in each of the 4 quarters, and he's now had 24 kicks and 13 handballs.
The kick into play by Tiller, taken by McAdam, who had a magnificent first quarter. Now it's Friedrichs. Very consistent. Nothing spectacular about Friedrichs, but what he does very, very well. Leonard's kick back in towards the square. Knocked away from Bagshaw. Tiller a long hand pass over to Gayling. Puts Tiller in trouble. Now it goes towards Cloak. Pretty quiet game this afternoon from Cloak. The opportunity from Logan. Tiller gets the kick. Wilson tried to smother. Casey, another consistent performer. Appeared to drop the ball. Hardiman over there. Taken by Wilson. That was clever. Hardiman. Davies knocked it across. Now it's Schlein. Conda's over there. So is McAdam. And Friedrichs had no chance whatsoever of getting rid of that ball. A good tackle. McAdam.
Kicks North Adelaide towards half forward. Lesky, made an enormous amount of ground to get that one. Started his lead from the full forward area and finished up almost on centre wing. Lesky has 1 goal. Rodney Rodman is the lead, and there's another fine kick. Rodman very close to the line, however. The North Adelaide, perhaps if they have heard today, have gone just a little bit too wide. The kick from Rodman, almost made the distance right on the teeth of the line. It was punched through by the Sturt defence. North Adelaide 17-11 now, trailing Sturt 16-21.
4 points the margin, and it's goals, obviously, that North Adelaide need, but Sturt basically have controlled the game in this last quarter.
Hill over to Zill. That's a good mark to Andrew Zill. Andrew Zill playing on a half-back flank this afternoon. Kicked a goal earlier in the game, and that would be very, very close to being out on the full. No, it came off the chest. Schlein and Sims. The receding hairline of Trevor Sims, but there's nothing receding about his enthusiasm to play the game. Schlein bouncing through the centre. On it goes to Allgate. Allgate kicks it high. And in front, the umpire calls play on. Rodney Rodman back to Noonan. Noonan's coolness is not matched by his ability. 1 behind.
Good piece of play by the North Adelaide skipper, Rodney Rodman, on that occasion. Sharked the ball well. Prepared to play it to the teammate in a better position, and that was Mickey Noonan. But unfortunately for North Adelaide, Mickey's kick was not up to scratch.
The kick out has been marked by Trevor Sims. Greg Schlein, who I have never seen play as well as he has played this season for North Adelaide. What Barry Rodman has done to him has certainly brought him to life. The kick is on centre wing. Gaining it was that took it for North Adelaide. Boots him back towards half forward. A magnificent mark to Stambridge. Quickly to Conda. Noonan's loose at centre half forward, and North Adelaide are into attack again. The handballs to Stringer. He lines up the goals. Have they hit the front? They have. They're back in front. That was a brilliant passage of play by the Roosters. Capped off by a fine goal and a great goal by Barry Stringer.
Well played, Michael Noonan and Barry Stringer. but it was equally as well done by Conda, who gave the ball to Mickey Noonan. Barry Stringer intelligently run onto his left foot, unselfishly given the ball by Mickey Noonan at centre half forward, and North Adelaide have hit the front again. 18-12 North Adelaide, 16-21 to Sturt, and we've had 22 minutes of the last quarter.
Gosner's back on the ground as Allgate's across there. Davies, back to Leonard, back to Davies, a long hand pass forward, taken by Heinrich. Heinrich gives it across to Craig. Craig balancing himself and kicking towards the area of the goals, and Sturt go back into the front again. 17-21 to 18 goals 12.
Sturt obviously unhappy about losing that lead. Set the ball up in the centre with a series of handball, but it was Craig, the running player, that they eventually found, and from 40 metres out with his 25th kick, registered Sturt's 17th goal. 17-21 Sturt, 18-12 North, and we've had 24.5 minutes of the last quarter.
Almost into time on. What an exciting finish developing here at Football Park. The lead's changed 4 times in this last quarter. North into attack, the handball from Noonan to Conda. Conda from 55 metres, plants one on its way. It's awfully close, but Sims is back there for the double blues to relieve. Zilm, caught, gets around, caught again, but clever enough to get out of trouble. Beautiful football from Andrew Zilm. Thumps it back towards the centre. Hargraves, Graham is there. McAdam for North Adelaide. He's unloaded, holding the ball.
Well, 50% of the fans down here said holding the ball, and the other 50% said holding the man. McAdam did appear to be thrust forward when he had possession of the ball, and maybe Michael Graham just a trifle lucky to receive a free kick.
3 points of difference. Free kick perhaps could have gone either way, but Sturt got the benefit of the doubt. Now towards centre half forward, and Davies. Enthusiastic Davies on that occasion has been paid.
Definitely not a mark in my opinion. It appeared to me as though it was the Sturt centre half forward that had possession of the ball first of all, not Davies. Davies was the second grabber of the ball. Not Paul Hollis.
Robert McGarry.
Robert McGarry appeared to me to certainly have possession of that ball, hands to the ball first of all.
Davies has been paid the mark. He's at centre half forward. Kick number 8 for Rick Davies. It's a high kick. The distance, is it there? It is. A goal to Rick Davies. His first, and the double blues have opened up a lead of 9 points.
2 decisions that possibly could have gone either way set the scene for that goal. Let's have a look, and you be the judge whether in fact that whether Davies marked this ball cleanly. Have a look at McGarry's hands first of all. Spins out of his hands. Davies takes possession and was awarded a mark. Not on for my opinion.
Back live in the centre of the ground though, as big Mike Dosner, number 20, tried to go in and get possession of the ball, but it wasn't there. Tap down. Noonan in. Heinrich in there trying to get possession. Can't do. Umpire Kinnear once again. North led at every change except the first when the scores were locked, and now they're trailing as Hargraves gets it. Noonan tackled high. And Michael Noonan gets the kick. Onto Allgate. Allgate out the front. The run for Gailey. He's got to get past Hardeman. He does it very well. He gives it to Stringer. Stringer across to Allgate. Allgate a long way from home, puts it up. It's not a good kick. A bad kick in actual fact. He's played very well this afternoon, Douglas Allgate, but on that occasion he let his side down. Zilm over towards Trevor Sims. Sims out towards the half-forward flank. Kim Smith running across there. Wayne Stringer's on him. Well done, Kim Smith. Over to Ray Wilson. Over the top, it's taken by Craig. Craig shrugs free, gets the foot to the ball. Malcolm Ellis up there. Ellis tackled without possession, and Ellis will get the free kick.
Neil Craig, the danger player to the North Adelaide side. Been a running player all day, creative type player, and he's still running on as strongly as he was in the first quarter.
Time running out for North Adelaide. They trail by 9 points. The kick in from Ellis. From behind, Hargraves.
He's a quiet player. We haven't had to call his name too many times during the course of the game today, but on that occasion it was his superior weight, height and skill that marked the ball from behind Dosner.
Peter Hargraves, kick number 5. 45 metres from goal. The angle is about 45 degrees. Kick is high, it won't quite make the distance. Keep your eye on Welsh, ball punched clear. Taken by Stringer, Wayne Stringer that was. Kicks North Adelaide towards centre wing. Zilm and Arnold for North Adelaide. Taken by Zilm, gets clear. Now sends the handball to Craig. Craig back to Leonard. Leonard goes short, but it's intercepted by Stringer. Stringer for North Adelaide has his brother clear in the centre. He takes it, now puts the handball over to Allgate. Allgate sells the dummy, gets around onto the right foot, boots towards half forward. Stanbridge, Hardiman, robbed by Conda. Conda lines up the goals. Oh, but he's offline. A very important kick, a golden opportunity to North Adelaide, but Conda was not equal to the task on that occasion. The difference, Bob, 8 points.
Almost the last chance that North Adelaide had to win this game. Time running out. We've already had 4 minutes of time on in the last quarter.
Fredericks is across there. McAdam now. McAdam had a beautiful first half, and there's a good kick, and it goes straight down the throat of Lesky. We've had actually 30 minutes of play, plus interruptions and plus time on. Time clock down here at Football Park, unfortunately, is broken down as Lesky's kick goes right up towards the goals, and one behind. They've had their opportunities, Bob.
Well, they certainly have. Those 2 kicks needed to be goals, of course, if they're going to win the match, but I just fear now the clock's going to beat them. Sturt took control of the game in the early part of this last quarter and are just hanging on to a slender 7-point lead now.
North Adelaide have tried valiantly to get back. They've tried valiantly all day. In fact, they've played good football, but Sturt, coming good in the second half, have just outplayed them. The mark taken on the half-forward flank by Slime. Very close to siren time. Slime would need to get on with the game quickly. A high kick towards the full forward area. A lot of red jumpers down there and a mark. Paul Arnold. Oh, if he kicks this, there'll only be 1 point the difference.
As casual as you like, the youngster did it extremely well in the front of the pack.
He's only 15 metres out from goal. He's directly in front. He's snapped it through. And unfortunately for North Adelaide, the siren has gone. The final score is a win to Sturt by 1 point. 18-21 to North Adelaide 19-14.